So my friends, I'm not sure what to label this little video clip as anything other than cows at the side of the canal eating a sandal. But yeah, so on that note, I'm going to walk off hastily, I think, with my one shoe on.
Hello there folks, I'm Dan Brown from Sort of Interesting, and today you're joining me on board good old narrowboat Abel's Ark for almost what's going to turn into a proper old school Dan Brown narrowboat vlog style video from the 2012-2013 era, where we're in the end of this video we're just going out on the boat down a beautiful canal under a beautiful sky, having a chat and taking in the sights and sounds and the general goings on out and about on the canal in general. So without further ado, I want to just throw a few random clips up first and start with one from earlier today where it was raining and you had the pitter patter on the roof and I was slowly being lulled to sleep by it in the mid-afternoon, and of course now it's become so sunny again as I'm filming the intro clip here that I've had to draw the blinds, as when the sun really comes out it's dazzling the camera. So we'll start with that. Well my friends, I'm sat up in bed at the minute trying not to fall asleep, but as you can see, with the rain falling outside and the pitter patter on the rooftop here, you can imagine with the blinds drawn and that little bit of shade and darkness in here, it's definitely encourages you to just drift off, it's all good, gently swayed to sleep. I've got to stop trying to be funny in these videos. Lovely stuff. Anyway, now I just want to show you a completely random clip I took last night, I think it was, of just getting back to the boat, and I thought, just to show you how sort of charmingly cosy boats can look in the evenings, especially how I find if I'm walking back to the boat down the towpath or when I'd be cycling out and stuff in the evenings after work. Over those winter months, you can imagine this sort of sight as you're going down the towpath with the lights just shining through the curtains and the blinds on boats and the smell of smoke from the chimneys and that. Anyway, let's have a look at the little clip.
So, again, with the camera struggling to really focus on the light points in this bizarre lighting environment, you can at least see a little bit of cosy glow of the lights inside the boat here. And of course, if we walk down to the front here, see first of all our red navigation light here on the side, and getting very exciting, no way, it's the proper headlight, which again the camera is really struggling to pick up any of. Lovely jubbly. You'll also see there's a second headlight inside the cover there. Anyway, that's been fun, just generally milling around outside the boat, but I'm going to get inside and get settled, I think, my friends.
And finally, before we get into the proper boat trip video, I just want to share this clip here, as I just thought it was fascinating to have a proper nose and close-up look at one of the more substantial workboats that I've seen out on the canal recently. You'll often see them with diggers and things like that attached to them, and sometimes they have a digger or an excavator if you want to be proper about it. And that can be, it's just a small one that can be driven on and off the boat. So it can be obviously a normal one and it can be a water-based one. But this I thought was just a more interesting one with a much more heavy-duty looking scoop and these arms to keep it all stable in the water. Anyway, again, we'll have a look at that and then get stuck into some boating.
So I passed this boat, or these boats, on my own boat just earlier today, and I was fascinated to see that it had these hydraulic little things dip down onto the other side of the canal into the water. And I thought, interesting. Is it some sort of digging mechanism? But if that's the case, then what's this all about? And I'm amazed to see that these are actually 4 sets of stabilising feet, basically. So obviously those ones go into the canal and can be put on the base of the canal to keep it stable. So you've got to remember this is ultimately doing some heavy work and floating around. So on this side you can see the full length and extent of these big old metal feet that it's got, that obviously come down on either side, and yeah, fascinating. So let's just see as this boat goes past. you can see that it's barely moving, and it's only dipping in on this side because obviously there's no feet down to keep it solidly. But yeah, fascinating. And now where it would normally rest out and backwards onto that side for just a little wobble as it stabilises, you can see it's actually locked solidly in place and not moving at all. Well, flipping heck. Well, I've learned something today. And again, if we just have a look here, you can see got a pretty big old double scoop bucket, whatever you would describe that as, like a butterfly sort of shape there. Fascinating. There's a random moment from the canal for you.
And now, as promised, we're going to get stuck into some boating.
Well, my friends, as you can probably tell, it's an absolutely glorious morning out here on the Llangollen. The boat traffic has already started for the day with a boat coming up behind us, so we're going to let them pass and then we're going to tootle off. And, well, if I just pan the camera around here, that's not a bad day to go boating if you ask me. Absolutely lovely stuff. Although I should probably put the chimney down before we set off. Well, so far, my friends, I've only seen that one boat that I let pass and go ahead before we set off. And, well, as you can see, we've got a clear canal behind us, apart from the moored boat there. If we point the camera forwards, you can see that obviously that boat I let her go ahead, because I travel so slowly, that is long gone. I'm not sure if they might have even been trying to get their boat back to hand back to the hire company today, so they may be feeling the pressure to nip down there before whatever time the handover may be. Oh, how fantastic. My friends, this building next to the canal, these multiple buildings, were not here when I was down here last over the winter. I'm sure, I swear these weren't here. And I've only probably been, I don't know, I would say I came up here maybe March or April time. Oh, there's another one. You can see it's a hairpin bend on the canal here. And you can see the ferocity of which the G-forces are throwing us almost over the side of the boat as we take this tight turn. My dear friends, the sun is directly to my back, and as you can see, with this being illuminated perfectly with that still slight sunrise hint of gold as you look at the trees and the colour in there. Better take this corner a little bit wider than I am here. 1 second. Better put my hand on the tiller rather than just steering with the small of my back, which is the traditional boater's way of doing it. But I honestly, I don't think that I can add any words to these images to really enhance what it's like to actually be here. Oh, we've got a boat coming around the corner. Good job I decided to take this a little bit wider. Let's get stuck into some steering. As I was saying, I don't know, as I point the camera around here, if I can really add anything to these images with any words whatsoever. So my friends, on the topic of places that you can park a car right next to the canal, here at the Frankton Junction, you can see we've got a car park area right here, and you can actually moor up for a couple of days just before you get to the locks there. But also, you've got the bonus that over the winter time, the little section of mooring that isn't for the locks is actually a 14-day space. So you could park along here for up to 2 weeks during the winter months and obviously have your car practically on the canal there.
So thank you very much for tuning in here. This isn't quite the end of the video, as I'll leave you with one final perfect peaceful moment of me walking up the canal past a load of moored up boats, just generally having a chat to you all. But I just wanted to put this in here and say thanks for tuning in. As always, if you want to help me out or support this channel, please consider checking out my short books available for the Kindle and as a paperback and all that sort of stuff. You'll find links to those and the audiobook in the description below for this video, as well as all of my links to Facebook and Twitter and Instagram and Snapchat and Tumblr and goodness knows what else. Anyway, links in the description. I'll say my goodbyes now and say thank you very much for tuning in. As always, have an absolutely fantastic day. Keep it interesting, keep it boat worthy, and of course, my friends, farewell. And now enjoy the final clip. See ya.
Well, my friends, I'm just out and about having a general wander on the canal. As you can see, as we're passing these moored boats, hopefully you can not only see but also hear how calm and peaceful and just what I always say, just rural this particular area is. And just as a side note, at this particular point, at this particular day, it's something to 5 on the Friday evening before the August bank holiday weekend. So it's traditionally an incredibly busy, hectic time out and about on the roads. But as you can see, here on the canal, it is about as calm and perfect and just generally relaxing and as far away from the madding crowd, I suppose, as you could imagine. Now, obviously, throughout these summer months, you get huge rushes of traffic and you get boat after boat sometimes, all backing up at locks, and mayhem ensues on the canal in the way that it does in that very particular slow kind of mayhem. However, as I say, just this particular moment here, you can just really experience and see what I say about it being such an incredible environment to spend any of your time in, let alone to take a little boat around and live on it.